This viral video, which shows a group of students in Carmel, Indiana, showing off their high school, is an example of racism.
Welcome to Carmel High School.
Join us on a tour.
This is the auditorium.
This is the Commons.
This is the catwalk. This is the planetarium.
I know you're wondering like, yo, how is this an example of racism? All right, let's talk about it. If you're black or non-white in general, give me a 1 in the comments if your high school looked like this and let me know if it was majority white or not. Give me a 2 in the comments if your high school did not look like this at all. Now, why is it that most black folks and other non-white folks are adding 2 in the comments and not 1? And even if they're adding 1, it's because the school was likely predominantly white. It's because predominantly white schools receive $23 billion more in funding than non-white schools. And it has everything to do with this country's racist past and present. Schools are primarily funded by property taxes, meaning if you live in a wealthier area, your school probably will look like that as well. Why the huge discrepancy? Well, you have the unresolved legacy of slavery, and you also have the unresolved legacy of Jim Crow policies. When white folks started buying homes after the Great Depression in the 30s and 40s, the government was throwing money at them and giving them loans, whereas black families were denied and placed in red lines on real estate maps, which led to the creation of ghettos. So during that time, white families are able to build even more wealth with having that foundation of buying a home with a loan, having greater access to economic resources anyway and employment, which means they're paying a higher property tax rate, which means their schools will also then have more funds. So it should be no surprise then that as of 2010, Carmel, Indiana was regarded as the wealthiest city in Indiana. That's where this high school is located, and they're also known for disproportionately pulling over black folks. Where there's massive wealth in this country, there's also massive exploitation and racism. For example, in 2022, a school board candidate in Carmel, Indiana had to drop out of the race because it was discovered he posted some stuff like this on social media. Yeah, this is from someone in Carmel, Indiana who wanted to be on the school board. Then you have another story from 2022 that highlights a black student who attended Carmel, Indiana, and the racism she endured. That girl was 10 the first time she was called the N-word in that community. They would look at her and say, look, it's Tigger the... She described her time at Carmel, Indiana as a prison sentence and said since 2020, nothing has changed. Then you have the black doctor Susan Moore, who died in a Carmel, Indiana hospital because she was delayed treatment because they didn't believe she was truly in that much pain. But remember, y'all, learning about racism is the problem, not actually being racist.